Smoke, you still funny, Chrissy. Thank you, Smoke. R. James, Gigi, how much say do I have on set? Can you pick partners? What happens if they have poor hygiene or a bad attitude? Is quitting a breach of contract?
So you definitely have say on set. Like, so one of the first things you do is go over your do's and your don'ts with your partner. No, you don't get to pick your partner per se. If there's bad hygiene, bad attitude, you definitely talk to the producer about it. You can talk to your agent about not wanting to work with that person again. And quitting, I'd much rather breach a contract than ever breach like myself. So I'd rather walk away and you just don't get paid, but I'd rather walk away from a bad situation than ever put myself in it. So you have much more say on set, I would say, probably now than you did 20 or 30 years ago, or even 10, 15 years ago.
I can't imagine how it was that long ago.
Right?
How did you get into it, Gigi?
So it's kind of like a twisty story. So I modeled like more mainstream for about 20 years in New York. I did like soap operas and MTV music videos and runway stuff and all that, like, you know, all the New York stuff. I did Rescue Me, One Life to Live. So I did all of that. And then I did the mom thing. I had kids and I kind of like put myself in all of that on the back burner. Fast forward, I got divorced. I had a massive health issue. Then COVID hit. And so I was like Googling like ways to make money from home. And I came across an article from a girl about about camming and how well she was doing camming from home. So I did some more research. And so I started camming for Chatterbait. That was my initial. And then it's just kind of evolved from there. I started doing like podcasts and more interviews. And then it's just kind of evolved from camming.
And now things dude by Christian Dior. Look at you now.
To Christian Dior. Yep. Here we are.
Yeah.
And here we are. Yep. So it's been twisty, but it's where I'm supposed to be.
I'm amazed at how much you've been able to accomplish in just 2 years, Gigi, because I met you at the Exotica in Jersey. Was it last year?
Just a year ago. Yeah.
Just a year ago. I went there. I went with Zia Anderson, and Zia does OnlyFans. And I was like, okay, I want to live stream from this event and do like interviews and stuff. So I'm like, Zia, let's go. Okay, great. We go. You guys were in the next booth over from us. And I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, I like really like this girl. I'm like, she's cute. She's fun. You just had a really great energy and a great vibe. Like everybody at that table seemed really fun and personable.
Yeah.
And then we all became like BFFs.
We did. And I felt the same thing. I felt like you and Zia and I had known each other forever. Like we left there that weekend and I was like, there's people that you meet and you're like, okay, like I'll stay friendly with them. But then there's people that you're like, I can actually hang out with these people. And that was you and Zia. There was just like a vibe.
Conventions are not easy. And I give you so much credit. Like I was just there live streaming and it's like, you have to get there really early, like what, 8 or 9 a.m. You got to set up all your stuff because you can't leave it there because you have no idea like who's going to be around after hours. You know, I had this huge thing that I had to like set up, like this huge like poster that I had to unroll and then like get, you know, put it together, like get the stick to keep it up and then set up my camera and set up my shirts and stuff. And like you guys, like you have to be like, tell us about, like this feeling like you have to be like on all day long and you're at your booth, but you're also walking around. Like explain it for in case someone has never been to like Exotica or any of these events.
So for us, I know like it's you're smiling, you're like, you know, like you're tucking and sucking and like, you know, you feel like everything's on display. So you're like always conscious of how you're looking and how you're like holding yourself because a picture in the background
could have angle.
At every angle. I was told I had an old neck on your podcast.
Oh my God. Somebody heckled your someone gave you a neck complex. I'm like, your neck is fine, Gigi.
And now I take all of my moisturizer and I go all the way to my chest because I'm like, never again.
That's just good for everybody to do. Whatever you put on your face, you need to put it into your tits, basically.
Into your tits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Forehead to tits. That's
your hands, all of it. Yeah. Just
and you're on your
all up.
You're on your feet, and you know, like, it's a time to eat. Like, if you're sitting there and somebody walks up and wants to take a picture or, you know, get an autograph or whatever, like, you have to stand up, and it's an all-day performance, really, is kind of what it feels like. And you're in heels, and the floor is not forgiving, and it's cold in there. But it's a wonderful, wonderful way, I feel, to like really get to meet like your fans, your followers, and really get to meet like the people who support you and the reason we are where we are. So it's a controlled setting, I think, is the best way to put it. Like, you're not meeting them at a bookstore or whatever.
Do you think that the coldness is on purpose so that it's nipply in there and you have,
or to like, is it cold bad for boners?
The
cold temperatures if it encourages maybe shrinkage, like, all right, guys, all right, men, calm down.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of everything. I think there's just the cold convention center in general is like, I think overall, I think it probably would cost a fortune to keep it heated in there. And it was December last year when we were there. But yeah, I think the coldness is definitely probably encouraged.
Keeps you awake too.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
confirmed. Cold is bad for boners.
Okay.
I knew it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, I've heard that because of the shrinkage.
Yeah.
And it's kind of similar, like, to these, you know, any of these meetups, like they do with Geeks and Gamers. Like, you really do, you appreciate your fans like you wouldn't be anywhere without people giving a shit and watching what you do. And you know, whether it's buying tickets to a show or your content or your merch or whatever, but you really have to try to not have a bad moment. Like, you could be starving, you could be tired, I was so hungover when I got to the Geeks and Gamers meetup that I actually came to the first one like late, and I was just so conscious of like, don't, you know, try not to have you don't want somebody like to leave with a bad impression of you just because like you're hungover as fuck or
exactly,
you know, starving.
Or you got eaten in for, you know, it feels like 4 days sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you get creeped on a lot at these conventions, Gigi? Like, uncomfortably.
I have my regulars that I see at multiple. I don't know if they travel to them intentionally. Sometimes I'll get comments like in my DMs that, oh, I saw you at Exotica or I saw you here, but like they didn't come up and say anything. So that's a little like, oh, just, I'd rather you come up and say hi, because then this makes this conversation way less awkward. Way less awkward. It was like, hey, I had on the blue shirt, and like, you know, I'm not big enough to wear.
Why don't you remember me? I was wearing a blue shirt. Okay.
I was wearing a blue shirt. I probably would. So the fact. So, but yeah, it would make it way less awkward. So I say, hey, come say hi. We'll hang out for a minute. So, but yeah, I definitely have had some, you know, but then we also have the trolls. Like, I get the trolls just like everybody else. So I have one right now on Instagram that's it's raw.
Can you block them?
The trolls like
block them?
They come to see you though?
They do. They do.
Yeah,
they do, because I think they like that shock. You know, they like to see you. Like, they may not say it at that time, but they'll be like, "Oh, I saw you here." So,
and I had the blue shirt and no pants.
No pants. Yeah, you were Winnie Pooh in it.
Oh my gosh!
You block this person, Gigi, that's hassling you on Instagram.
I haven't yet, because they've like 13 followers. Like, really?
Oh my god.
I mean, if that makes them feel better to, you know, to say nasty things to me, then whatever. Like, I take it for what it is. It's not hurting my feelings. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm too old for that.
Yeah. Like, a lot of time it's just projection, and like the things you trigger in other people is like, it's like your strengths, and it's whatever is maybe not resolved with them. Like, I am by no means a perfect, fully evolved person, but like, I've noticed that I seem to trigger people who like wish they got into showbiz, or think they're very funny and never did anything with it, or like are lazy and not making things happen for themselves, but they'll just it's easier to complain, of course.
I get a lot of I think mommy issues, I think, are a lot of the ones that come after me. Like I get a lot,
because you're
not the fans, but a lot of the hecklers, I think, are the ones with mommy issues that, like, you know, didn't get breastfed long enough.
Yeah, you didn't cut the crusts off.
I just followed you on Instagram, Gigi.
What's that?
I just followed you on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I will follow you back. Thank you.
Imagine Nina follows you and then immediately starts like trolling you.
Yeah. Tells me I have a turkey neck.
No, your neck is great.
Gorgeous.
One of the best necks.
Told everybody my massive insecurity now, so it's all good.
I love your sweater that you're wearing, the American flag sweater. That's dope.
Thank you. I bought it for 4th of July and everybody made fun of me. They're like, "You're wearing a sweater to 4th of July."
Oh my god. Can I show it, Chrissy? Can I show it?
Yeah, you want to share your screen?
Yeah. It's
okay. Better not be okay. How cute is this?
Like
I love that sweater.
It's so cute.
Like
it looks like it breathes. It's fine.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
It's cute.
Everything on Instagram is appropriate for here because
okay, good.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has. Even my name on Instagram is safe because I've lost Instagram and Twitter, so it's a brutal rebuild.
Are you sure that's not a Christian Dior sweater?
I will never buy anything of theirs. Ever. Ever.
As an old Marine who's been a lot of places, I can honestly say that X-Ray Girl's smoking hot. Up, she's gone now.
Hell yeah, devil dog.
Yeah, she's honestly, I was blown away. Like, she is so beautiful in person. Like, she's obviously beautiful on camera anyway, but I was just like,
yeah,
I'm the only one that scissored her, so
lucky.
I know.
I think Vic and I are jealous.